Good morning, lovebirds. It's time to get into the tea with Love, Lex P. Happy Monday, y'all. We back with another episode of Love, Lex P. Y'all know we have a lot to cover today. Per usual, it was a real gossipy and messy week this week. Child, Betty is sipping her Bailey. She got Baileys in that cup today. You ready, Betty? I know that's right. First off, let me just shout out Diddy from Rich Look Hair for this cute unit. I have been loving this like summertime, springtime look. Y'all, I don't know if my face is greasy again. I tried to powder down. When I tell y'all this Trent on has me glistening, it has me glistening, okay? So just give me a couple of more weeks and we gonna get it together. I do have a little bit of makeup on for y'all today. I was feeling cute. I was feeling fine as the fuck. So I was like, you know what, let me put on a little makeup for y'all today. So per usual, if you're new tuning in and you're a brand new lovebird, what we do is we go through the hot topics first. And then at the end of the episode, we do our reviews. And right now we are on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this weekend, actually, Basketball Wives is starting. So we'll be doing Real Housewives of Atlanta and Basketball Wives, okay? So episodes might be getting a little bit longer. And also, if you're tuned in right now and you're more of an audio person, hopefully by the time this is up, it will be available on audio, but if not, definitely next week. But I'm starting to upload some of the episodes. I'm trying to get it on Apple Podcasts and everything. All that stuff takes a while. So we are coming to audio, okay? Love Lex P will be available on audio very soon, okay? So let's get into these hot topics today, child. We got a lot to cover. So first things first, our favorite sisters outside of Beyonce and Solange, but this is all in that family. Chloe and Halle have unfollowed Parkwood. If you're not familiar with Parkwood, Parkwood is the entertainment management team that is Beyonce. You know, Beyonce and Parkwood, and they signed Chloe and Halle, and everybody has been noticing that Chloe and Halle have unfollowed Parkwood. There's no other tea other than they have unfollowed them. They haven't made a statement. Parkwood hasn't made a statement. We don't know what's going on. Obviously, Chloe and Halle haven't released any music. So we can't see like if it still says Parkwood on it or not. But this is my opinion. I love Chloe and Halle together. I love them separately. But I do think that they started doing music separately a little too soon. I don't mind them doing like the acting stuff because of course you can't do everything together, but I think that we should have got at least about maybe 3 or 4 albums of them together, and then, you know what I'm saying, y'all do the solo thing. So it is kind of funny to me because people were saying, you know, if they're under Beyonce, why didn't they open up for Renaissance, and why aren't they opening up for Cowboy Carter? You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. It might be creative differences, but it could be just like, you know what? This is where I want to take my career to the next level, and maybe we're not, you know, matching. I don't think it's anything messy. I really don't. I feel like Chloe and Halle love Beyonce too much, and I think Beyonce loves them too much. So I hope it's not messy, child. It could be like an Ari Lennox situation, you know. She left from Dreamville, and it's no bad blood. Sometimes you just outgrow your management, or your management may outgrow you, and it's not messy, it's not personal, it's just business, okay? So what you think, Betty? Betty said she was just ready for another Chloe and Halle album, and I agree. I'm ready to see them together musically, because ooh, that's just how we do. That was a bop. So y'all bring that on back, run it back. Okay, moving on. Child, now this is messy. So Diddy rejects his sex trafficking plea deal. So they had his hearing or whatever, child. They said he walked into the Manhattan courtroom. He was wearing his jumpsuit, y'all, his jail jumpsuit, and he was looking gray and thin. He done lost some weight. He is looking stressed out, but they said he had a smile on his face. And yeah, they're basically saying that he's pleading not guilty to all 5 charges that he's facing. So it's 2 counts of sex trafficking and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution and 1 count of racketeering. Okay. So the prosecutors revealed that last week they offered Diddy a deal, and he has officially turned down the deal. I don't know the details of what deal that they offered him, but what I'm interested in is obviously he was told by his lawyer, like, you know, don't take the deal. and obviously he has a great lawyer. I want to know what that lawyer has in his back pocket, because y'all have to realize, though, I know y'all are saying, but we saw him, what he did to Cassie on tape. He is not on trial for anything that he did to Cassie. Okay, that was like a civil suit that they took care of, and he paid her off or whatever like that. But this is totally different from what we have seen. So as far as the evidence goes of the sex trafficking and the prostitution and the racketeering, I don't know what solid evidence that they have against him, and we also don't know what he has and his lawyer has in his pocket. So the case is finna start very, very soon. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I am very, very nervous. I don't know why. I guess I just feel like seeing that video of him and Cassie and knowing a lot of people have spoken out against him. It's a lot of victims, alleged victims. Diddy, please don't come over here with that nonsense, because it is not bad boy for life over here, okay? Allegedly. So I do think that it's frightening for the victims, because if he's free, that's a powerful man. And I'm going to leave it at that, Betty. You feel me? Because we ain't trying to go down. We ain't trying to go down, okay? So let me know what y'all think about this whole Diddy situation and him turning down the plea deal. I'm not going to lie, that shocked me, because I thought that he was at least going to be like, okay, I'm going to do a little time. But I guess he feel like, baby, time has been served. Time has been served. So I'm interested to really see how this whole case is going to play out, yeah. All right, moving on. Y'all know I like to move quick and keep y'all attention span, okay? Alyssa Scott, she is in the harem of baby mothers that belongs to Nick Cannon. She says Nick Cannon hasn't seen their child in over a month. Nick Cannon recently went on Raven Simone and her wife's podcast, and he was basically talking about how he insured his testicles for $10 million. He was saying that's his most valuable asset. So Alyssa Scott said, ha ha ha, funny. Any plans on seeing your child? It's been over a month at Nick Cannon. But good to know she'll get some of your money if anything happens to your balls. Shaking my head. So this is what I have to say to Miss Alyssa Scott, because I'm not letting Nick off the hook. We know what Nick is. Nick, I know what you are. You know what I'm saying? You will always receive your lashings. But to the women out there, I understand we all want stability. We want to be, accidents happen, things like that. But when you are going into a situation with a man who has a harem of baby mothers, and I'm talking a lot of them, I don't know what y'all expect. Do you think that he's just all of a sudden just going to be there all the time? When you see how the other baby mamas have possibly been complaining, you didn't think to have a conversation with the other baby mothers. I just feel like I'll give a man 2 baby mamas. That's it. One, maybe a mistake or maybe from a divorce. And then the second one, by the time you have a second baby mama, you should know. And if that doesn't work out, stop having children. You get 2. You get 2. So it's really hard for me to feel sorry for her. Like I said, in all these situations, I only feel sorry for the child. Y'all are openly and willingly putting these children in these situations, knowing what's coming. And then y'all come to the internet and be surprised when me and Betty be talking about you. Y'all know me and Betty always got something to say, child. So unfortunately, Nick is not let off the hook. I think it's sad. I think Nick has put too many eggs in his basket, too many eggs in his balls, or too many balls in the eggs. I don't know, however it go. First come the chicken, then the egg. I don't know which one come first. All I'm saying is Nick got too many out there. He's trying to balance his businesses, his job. And it's really unfortunate to see. Nick, please get it together for the cheering. But Alyssa, also, please log off of Instagram. Because unfortunately, me and Betty and the lovebirds, we can't help you. All right, moving on. India Royale, the girlfriend and fiance, of Lil Durk, she's released a statement on behalf of, I guess, his family and everyone. So it says, the recent developments in Durk's legal case have brought a harsh truth to light. The government presented false evidence to a grand jury to indict him. This isn't justice. That's a violation of the very system that's supposed to protect all of us. Durk has always used music to tell stories, to express pain, to heal, and yet those same lyrics are now being used against him. We refuse to stay silent as Black artists continue to be criminalized for their creativity. Rap is art. As family, we are asking the public, the fans, and the culture to stand with us. Stand for truth. Stand for fairness. Stand for the voice. Free Durk, free the voice. Whew. Child, y'all didn't know I could read, huh? I have to say this. Lil Durk, if you don't know, he was charged with conspiracy to commit murder for hire in the slaying of Savaya Robinson, who was killed on August 19, 2022. The charges stem from a plot targeting Quando Rondo, but the shooting resulted in Robinson's death. This is what I have to say. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not. And I know how y'all get down in Chicago. If there's any Chicago lovebirds, this is no shade, no tea. When y'all have the opportunity of a lifetime and y'all are these amazing artists and y'all are making money, you're providing for your family, you have a beautiful fiance, get out them streets. Get out them streets. I understand y'all trying to wet the block up and get your ops back and all that stuff. But I'm telling you, it is not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Sometimes you just got to let the streets go. And I know it's easier said than done because I ain't never been in the street. Only street I've been on was doing hopscotch in 3rd grade in my driveway. So I don't know how it is growing up in the street. So I'm being very careful with my words, Betty, because they're going to be looking for us. Yes, Betty said, not us, baby, you know us. This is a team. But it's sad and it's unfortunate because lives are being lost, not only to death, but also people are going behind bars because if he's convicted and found guilty, they might not let him out. He might have to do life. And he has children. He has people depending on him. So if there's any YN lovebirds watching right now, please take heed to what Auntie telling you. Get out them streets, y'all. I know y'all have people telling y'all this all the time. And I just feel like y'all don't listen. Why? Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Just leave it alone. It's not worth it. When you have lost your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, everybody around you, I just don't understand. I don't understand it. But, you know, prayers up to everybody involved. The Robinson family, Lil Durk and his family, India Royale, everybody, child. All right, we moving on. Now, this is some hot tea, y'all. This is kind of getting back into that Diddy world. What Wendy said, Diddy done. Diddy done. I don't know, Wendy. Diddy might just be getting started. But speaking of Diddy, his baby mother, Misa Hilton, is suing Mary J. Blige. Now, mind you, Mary J. Blige and Misa Hilton have been friends for decades, okay? They have, Misa is Mary J. Blige's stylist. Like, they've been through, you know, Misa obviously is Diddy's baby mama. And Mary J. Blige, you know, of course, was with Bad Boy for years. But also, y'all have to keep in mind. But before I get to that part, because this is hot tea. Get your tea ready, Betty. Don't burn your tongue on this. So first of all, let me say what the case is about. So Misa is suing Mary J. Blige for $5 million. Why? Because over allegations that the singer, that Mary J. Blige, undermined her business relationship with rapper Vado. The lawsuit alleges that Blige withheld Vado's completed album to pressure him into leaving Hilton behind. That's according to allhiphop.com, okay? I'm just reading y'all the facts first. I'm reading y'all the facts, okay? So Vado had an agreement with Misa and her management company entitling them to 20% of Vado's income. And Hilton is seeking $5 million, okay? So let me go back a little bit because people are saying that this has something to do with personal things. And, you know, Misa and Mary J. Blige are fighting. Misa allegedly asked Mary J. Blige for the money, and Mary J. Blige went ghost on her, stopped answering the phone, blocked her on everything apparently. So Misa's like, okay, we taking it to court. What do I think? Well, Betty told me this. Allegedly, Betty told me this. I think that before these Diddy allegations started, I used to follow Misa Instagram. Why? Because I'm nosy. And Misa had posted a bunch of screenshots one day going off, not screenshots, like, you know how you type on your story? And she was like, Sean, you're going down for what you did to my son. Everything, I have hidden your secrets for years. Y'all, Misa was going in. It was like 5 or 6 stories. And she kept it up. But this was long before Diddy got arrested. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I do, because people were sending it to me, screenshotting it. I don't know if I can find them in my phone. Hopefully I can. I don't think I have them anymore. But she was going off. This was before Diddy got arrested, right? Fast forward, all this stuff is going on. Mary J. Blige hasn't said anything. And we know about Misa and Sean's allegedly, abusive relationship. I keep using that word very heavy. I'm not trying to get sued. Okay. We got $3.99. Funds is low this week. So Mary J. Blige hasn't said anything. She's been very silent on this subject. So I wonder if kind of that's where that's stemming from. Like, Misa's like, I don't know if she's just trying to come for everybody, but Misa did say this has nothing to do with anything personal. It's business and she just wants her money. But yeah, hopefully they can resolve this and still be friends. But honestly, I'm not going to lie. Mary J. Blige being a victim of domestic abuse herself, I am very surprised she hasn't said anything about this Diddy situation. I'm very interested to know what she has to say. I love me some Mary J. Blige now. Y'all know I like to give people their things. And, a lot of times in this industry, being a consumer, we have to separate the art from the artist. I get that, unless it gets too bad. Because some people, I can't do it. I got to listen to you in the privacy of my own home. But we're not going to get into that. But anyways, I just hope that they can work this out. I hate to see the women fighting, especially when it needs to be one band, one sound against the villain, the real villain here. And y'all know who that is, okay? Moving on, Terrence Howard declined a Marvin Gaye role in a movie that Quincy Jones had offered to him because Marvin Gaye was gay. And he was doing an interview with Bill Maher. And before I get into Terrence Howard's comments, Bill Maher said something weird. I'm going to play the clip for y'all. Bill Maher says, but sometimes men aren't really gay. They just kind of gay. They just had so many women. They like, well, why don't I try this? You've had so many women, you just want to try some butthole? No, you're gay.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
Bill, what you been doing? Because that was a weird comment. If you like butthole, you like butthole. There's no like kind of gay. You're either bisexual or you're gay. You're some kind of part of the LGBTQ community.
Was like, you would have been perfect as Marvin Gaye. And that is a story that needs to be
I will
told.
let you know what happened with that. I was over at Quincy Jones' house. I'm not dropping names. I'm just giving credibility to what I'm about what I'm
never
saying.
drop names. De Niro told me that.
Yeah. So, but I'm asking Quincy, I'm hearing rumors that Marvin was gay. And I'm like, was he gay? And Quincy's like, yes.
Oh.
He went around it with everything, and I was like, no. And I'm like, I could not.
I just feel like there's gay for real, and then there's a point where guys get so much, they're just like, oh, it.
Yeah, well, it would have been that, but they would have wanted to do that, and I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Well, you mean you couldn't kiss a guy on screen in a movie?
No.
Not even, yeah.
No, because I don't fake it. I literally, it has to.
I couldn't kiss a man either. That's true. And that does not.
That would f me. I would cut my lips off.
Yeah, no.
Well, I would.
Okay,
if I kiss some man, I would cut my lips off.
Well, I would not do that. But it does not make me homophobic to not want to kiss a man. Just like lots of gay men are like, yuck. I mean, that's okay. We all have our own, no one wants to tell you how to.
Do what you love to do, but don't do it at me. Don't aim it at me. And I can't play that character.
Right.
100%. I can't.
Right.
I can't surrender myself to a place that I don't understand.
Yeah. That was so strange. Wasn't that weird, Betty? Bill, you low-key told on yourself. But this is not about you right now, Bill. But my eye is on you. The lovebirds, all the lovebirds watching right now, we keeping our eye on Bill Maher. Something up with that. But anyways, Terrence Howard, back to you. Declining a role as iconic as Marvin Gaye is crazy to me because honestly, at this point, I feel like this role was obviously offered to you a while back because Quincy Jones is no longer with us. And I do feel like, you know, Terrence, you just haven't made a lot of good decisions career-wise. And now those roles are few and far in between. So I just think that the slander and weird feelings people have towards people being gay is like, it's so old, it's boring, it's tired, what's next? I think that if you are an actor, you're playing a character. It has nothing to do with you personally. I think that's the beauty about acting and being a true thespian. It's art. And playing somebody as iconic as Marvin Gaye would have been amazing. I think it's very childish. I don't know what has been going on with Terrence. I think he be having something in his tea, allegedly. Because every time I see him doing an interview, he's off on the deep end, man. He off on the deep end, man. Sorry, y'all, I had to wet my whistle. All right, moving on. Y'all know we have to get to the... Oh. Some spirits in here. They didn't like that. We got to get to the white news. The white news, you know, I never, ever leave them out. But, you know, I always save them for last. I do always save them for last. Okay, so y'all know Alec Baldwin, right? Alec Baldwin, in 2021, he was involved in a tragic shooting accident, okay? He was filming a movie called Rust, and what's a prop gun? It was supposed to be a prop gun, and it wasn't supposed to have any bullets, and it ended up going off. Not only did it hit the director, Joel Souza, but it also hit one of the extras on set, Halnya Hutchins. I hope I'm saying that right, y'all. I'm working on saying these people's names correctly because y'all was on my ass last week. I'm gonna do better, I promise. Halnya Hutchins was hit by the same bullet, and unfortunately, she lost her life. This was on set in 2021 with the movie Rust, but now the movie is coming out. The movie is still coming out. And this was off of request of Hutchins' family. You know, they were basically saying they didn't want her life to be, you know, lost in vain. And this is what she would have wanted. She wanted the movie to still come out. So the movie, by the time y'all see this, it will have dropped already. It came out May 2nd. And Joel Souza is like, I really don't want to release the movie. I'm just doing this because, you know, I don't talk to Alec no more. Him and Alec don't deal with each other. He said, I really didn't want to release it. I wish I would have never written the damn thing. Baby, he is not happy about this movie being released, child. But I can understand the trauma that comes with probably having to go to these premieres, do these interviews. He's reliving this all over again. I'm sure everyone on set was traumatized. Can you imagine standing in front of a gun or by a gun and you think that it's not loaded and it's fake and it kills someone? So... yeah, the movie is coming out. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to see it. I'm not a huge Alec Baldwin fan. So if y'all want to see it, let me know how it is. We're not going to do a review of that on here. We support Black arts and Black creatives on here. And so, yeah, good luck to Rust. I hope it does well just for the Hutchins family. You know, rest in peace to her. But yeah, Joel said, Alec, I don't fool with you no more. I wish I would have never wrote the movie, and I'm sad and mad that it's coming out, child. But I didn't even think that, I thought the movie got scrapped. I didn't even know that they continued to finish the movie. How do you finish a movie after somebody dies on set? But one thing about Hollywood, they just different over there, okay? I wanted to report about this because this was interesting to me. Belicheck. I hope I said that name right. Y'all know I cannot pronounce people's name right. Now, we in men's business, okay? Bill Belichick is an American football coach. He was the head of the New England Patriots. He won 6 Super Bowls as the head coach of the Patriots. This is an old, decrepit man. He is 73 years old. He was alive At the same time as Harriet Tubman, baby, he had some slaves. He looked like he might have had some slaves, allegedly, Betty, allegedly. He's just an old white man. He has a girlfriend. Do y'all want to know how old his girlfriend is? His girlfriend's name is Jordan Hudson, and his girlfriend is 24 years old. 24 years of age, okay? Now, this is really crazy to me because people are starting to be like, I'm worried about Bill. I'm worried about Bill. This might be elderly abuse. They are saying that Jordan now has over $9 million in assets of real estate. And they're like, I hope she's not taking advantage of him. Like, no, everybody's just like against it. Rightfully so. Jordan, we know why you're here. We know why you're here. Okay? But honestly, if y'all think Bill don't know what's going on, Bill wants some young coochie. Bill is horny. He is a horny old man. Y'all keep saying this is elderly abuse. Bill know what's going on. And honestly, Lord, please don't let nothing come out that this man has Alzheimer's, because I'm going to delete this whole episode, Jesus. But Bill is a horny old man, and he know what he want. He probably not even getting it up. She probably just over there rubbing them old balls. Just rubbing them just because he likes to be touched. Okay? She's over there rubbing them balls and buying properties. I'm not saying that it's right, but I don't know if I necessarily believe that Bill is under some kind of spell. He wants something young. Sometimes these men want to be used. And I need y'all to understand that. And Bill is very much like, mind y'all business. Bill done told y'all to mind y'all business. One thing about it, he takes up for Jordan in the media every time. Woo! But let me tell y'all, look what that money make a bitch do. Ooh, wee. Ooh, cash make the coochie go woo woo. Jordan, you different. That's all I got to say, baby. You is different. You is special, because I could not do it. Okay. All right. Moving on. I hope y'all enjoyed the hot topics this week. This was kind of long and messy, huh? I love a good mess session. Okay. I hope I got y'all caught up on everything. Y'all know I be fidgeting. I got so many news sources. I be trying to get to everything, Chad. Okay. So y'all know I'm going to review Real Housewives of Atlanta. I watched the recent episode, and we have a lot to cover. It's getting interesting again. I was worried that things were going to kind of fall off when Kenya left, but it's still a lot going on. So the episode opened with Shemia. Shiloh had to go to the hospital to make sure. I think she had something going on, like she was saying she was congested or something like that. I say this every time. I love Shemia so much. I love seeing her family dynamic. I love seeing that, you know, how a mother is caring for a disabled child, how active Gerald is, how good of a husband that he is, how supportive he is. I just really love it. I don't have nothing bad to say. And I think it humanizes her so much, because a lot of times we watch these housewife shows, and like many of us out here, we're watching and we're judging these people. And sometimes, even as a person that's on the other side of the camera myself, we forget that these people are human as well. So I'm glad that they're showing this element of Shemia's storyline. Moving on, child. So Drew is showing up in Nashville because Angela invited her, right? So everybody is talking about, oh, you know, Drew filming with Dennis. We're still talking about this Dennis and Drew line, right? Cynthia is talking to Drew and talking to everybody. One thing about Cynthia gonna remind y'all can't talk to Leon. If you talk to Leon, you're getting scrapped. You're getting dealt with. Cynthia, please go get Leon back. Because if you say that on one more episode, I love you down, Cynthia, but we get it. We cannot look at Leon without your permission, okay? I was hoping that this episode ends the Drew and Portia drama. I like Drew. I like Portia. But this whole Dennis filming with Dennis thing, who cares about the hot dog man? Do we really care about the hot dog man and who he filming with so bad? I feel like there is a better storyline that Portia could have done. I'm just not interested. I'm not interested. But I do think that it was crazy that Drew came into the house. Angela was getting her makeup done, and Angela asked her, like, hey, have you said hey to Portia and said happy birthday? And she was like, no. Now, Drew, you done showed up to the girl's birthday trip. I think it's at least polite and nice to speak, because you said that you didn't do anything wrong and you're innocent. So if you're innocent and you didn't do anything wrong, just speak to the girl. It's her birthday. You came on the birthday trip, speak to her. You know what I'm saying? Now, we get into the scene where they're going on their adventures for the day. They're going to a whiskey tasting, the Coyote Ugly Club. Okay, so this is some tea. So Shemia starts talking about how she was abused. And she spoke at an event and a lady had texted her and basically apologized for her, doing something, basically not believing her. So I had to do some Googles to see who her first husband was. And I was like, because she was saying that he's a known person and, people know who he is, but his name is King Solomon Smallwood Jr. The duo were married from 2009 until September 2010. I don't know who he is. He founded his own company. He's a CEO of a financial management company. So I'm guessing that he's something in the entertainment industry with finances because he's a music manager. So he's worked with Outkast, Chris Brown, Usher, Justin Bieber. So he's known in the music world. And it was just crazy to me because she was saying how he basically hit her so hard, she fell out of her shoes. And this is so scary that powerful men just feel like they can do anything. So again, one thing I like about Shemia is that she's just real. And I'm so glad that she got the apology from whoever it was texted her because, we just got to start believing each other as women, especially when we're going through traumatizing things. So that was interesting. So I'm going to put a picture of him up for y'all. King Solomon Smallwood Jr. Yeah, we putting you on blast. Allegedly, because please don't come for me, child, because I do live in Atlanta, okay? I do agree with Portia, though. Going back to the whole Dennis and Portia, Angela, Drew thing. I do agree with Portia. Angela was kind of off for inviting Drew, but I just love mess. So I get it. Yes, Angela was wrong for inviting Drew, but I love mess. We're here for the tea. I really don't want to hear y'all talk about Dennis no more, but I would like to hear y'all read each other down. That's what Housewives is for. We're here for the reads, okay? So when they're at the whiskey tasting event, it's Angela, Kelly, Britt, and Cynthia. Britt, I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. Please stop talking about the brunch. We are tired. We understand. We understand you are hurt. We understand. We get it. Now, do I think that everybody could have been a little more empathetic towards you? Yes, because you were the victim in that Kenya situation. And Cynthia got spicy with everybody because Cynthia was like, when y'all have y'all face on a poster board with a penis in your mouth, then you can talk to me. I said, where was this Cynthia at when everybody used to be reading her down? Where was this Cynthia at? Maybe Cynthia's getting her confidence back, but I was like, facts, Cynthia. But honestly, Britt, again, was trying to make this moment about her, and I just wasn't interested. So fast forward to Portia's dinner. Portia shows up mad as hell. Portia being real dry. She didn't dress up. She had her makeup done. She didn't dress up, and she's just being real dry. First of all, it's your birthday, girl. Stop letting this stupid storyline with Dennis piss you off, because I guess somebody had called her and told her that Dennis and Drew did film a scene together, which we already saw the scene of them in the studio together or whatever like that. So Portia showed up so mad and upset. She's like, I'm fine. No, I'm okay. I'm thinking, ooh, bitch, it's some hot tea. Drew and Dennis done fucked. He done put that hot dog in her spicy bun, bitch.
Can I wash my winky in your kitchen sinky?
I'm thinking it was some hot tea. It was just they filmed together. So it was just like, I'm bored. So at the dinner, Angela's like, okay, well, we asking questions. I want to know questions. And she brings up the fact that Kelly asked Portia in the first episode, why did you steal that lady husband? Why did you steal that lady husband? Kelly gets up and goes to the bathroom. She's like, don't bring me in this. And Angela is just so messy, and I am living. Remember, I was on the edge about Angela. I was like, I like her. We'll see. Angela, perfect addition. Love her. She's messy. She has good reads. And she stands on her own. She doesn't need an army of women behind her like, oh, y'all got my back. Y'all got my back. I love that Angela takes up for herself. Because don't get me wrong, I'm still team Portia. But I will say, Portia is an OG now. So the girls do be trying to kiss Portia's ass. But Angela's like, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, Drew is saying something to Portia. She's like, "Hey, I just want to know, Portia, are you mad that I'm here?" Portia was like, "You straight?" I'm sorry. That cracked me up. Because Portia, you are so petty. Just tell her. Like, y'all should have just really had it out at the table, child. So Portia was just like, "Oh, you straight?" Like, paying her in dust, child. So Drew feels uncomfortable. She storms out. But like I said, Drew's storming out, which is kind of a moment because I'm like, Drew, honestly, if we're being honest, you shouldn't have came. You should have politely declined, or you should have called Portia beforehand to see if it was okay if you came. You know what I'm saying? Now, allegedly, during this episode, I saved this part for last because I could not believe what I heard. And I don't know if it's true or not because they didn't have it on footage if Portia really said it or not. So Angela was allegedly listening to their conversations when they were at the pool, and she said she kept hearing her name. She kept hearing Charles' name. And Portia allegedly said, "I should fuck Charles." And that sent Angela in a frenzy because she's like, "Well, we know you fuck husbands." Ooh. Now, this is what gets me. I really hope that Portia didn't say that because that's, one, not going to be a good look. Because I get it, but we still got to be women first because we know how these men are. But on the next episode, Angela was telling Charles, yeah, because Portia just saying you easy to fuck. And Portia was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll fuck Charles." Charles was like, "What?" She said, "What?" Yeah. Charles might like that. Charles gives me that he'll step out in a minute. And this has nothing to do with Angela. I think Angela is beautiful. I love her. She's T, beautiful, body T. But Charles just looks like he be outside. So when he said that, it was given like, "Portia, you said what?" Yeah, call me. I don't know, child. I don't know. It's just a lot of mess. I'm excited. I haven't seen the mid-season trailer yet because it hasn't came out yet. I think it comes out tomorrow, but by the time y'all see this, it will have came out. Freaking Frack is gonna be back. Phaedra is coming, which I think it's crazy that Phaedra has been in the promo stuff, but she's only coming through mid-season, so we're already halfway through the season. I'm hoping that it keeps up the momentum. I'm ready to see some more action. Like, what else do we have here? I'm still not bored yet. I'm not bored yet because Angela is really keeping this season alive. Shemia and Angela are really doing it for me this season. So I hope that we get some more action when Phaedra comes in. I'm guessing that Phaedra came in to replace Kenya, and that was like a last minute decision. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Okay. Per usual, the new episode of Travel Queens has dropped, and we went to Charleston, y'all. It was so much fun. I hope y'all watched the episode. We went crabbing. We went ate at Hannibal's. And y'all, this episode that we did on Travel Queens was so educational. We taught y'all about the Gullah Geechee culture. We went to a plantation. It was just an amazing experience. I really hope y'all are enjoying Travel Queens and seeing a different side of me and Drea. So if you haven't watched the newest episode 2 of Travel Queens is out now. You can watch it on YouTube TV, Philo, or you can do the BET Her add-on on Hulu and watch it. Please go support the show. We want a season 2, but let me know what y'all think about episode 2 of Travel Queens every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. Make sure y'all go watch that on BET Her. What else? Y'all know Love Lex P every Monday. We hear Poor Minds on Fridays. Y'all get y'all's units, get your hair from richlookhair.com. Shout out to Diddy. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. This was fun today. I feel like we had a lot of tea this episode. Didn't y'all feel that way? Ain't that right, Betty? Betty done fell asleep in her Bailey's, child. Well, I love you, lovebirds. I hope y'all have a wonderful Monday and enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.